Tjena! Hi, nice of you to be back here. Hopefully the sound today will be better. I just want to address what happened in the last video, where I used an NTG mic on top of my FX6, but I kind of missed the levels, and when I tried to do a voiceover, I did not really drop the music as loud as I should, and that's always a mistake, I would say. Also for this episode, I've bought a new sound system, or not a new sound system, but I've brought some new microphones. This one, so you can hear, and hopefully the sound will be drastically improved for this video. At least I hope so, or think so, because I've done a lot of testing over the last few days by myself, and some friends that has been subject to my my voice messages, like Mika and Vincent. But yeah, so as content creator, I'm always trying to evolve, either if it's my filmmaking and how I shoot stuff, or if it's focus pulling, if it's color grading, editing. So we always try to improve ourselves to do better. And I'm working in Davinci Resolve. I've got the Davinci mini panel, and I have a Loopdeck CT, which is also a really nice tool to have when you want to do, speed up your workflow a bit, because at the end of the day, if you have a good workflow that runs smooth, that runs fast, that means that you can actually produce more in a shorter time, which is, I'm gonna sound really businessy here, but time is money, and when working as a freelancer, you really need to be efficient to do what's needed to be done in a certain amount of time. So I do believe in a fast, nice-paced workflow, and for that reason, I've been looking at a plugin called Dehancer Pro. And the plugin itself, it's a fairly expensive plugin, and I've been looking at getting it, looking at videos on YouTube, searching to see how it is. And then I had the luck of getting in contact with Dehancer. Actually gave me the opportunity to try their plugin, to talk about it, to see how it works, to kind of get into the entire, the entire filming of it. And yeah, of course, I took the chance because I've been dying to try this plugin after seeing all the videos. So today, this movie is gonna, be about Dehancer, and I'm gonna try it in Davinci Resolve. We're gonna jump over to my screen real quick soon. And yeah, at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you a discount code if you want to go and pick up the plugin yourself. But also, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, and I'm gonna show you it's such an easy workflow. But yeah, with that said, let's just jump into the screen. Come on. Okay, so now we loaded up Davinci Resolve, and as you can see, I've already preloaded a few clips that I think is going to do very well with this plugin. So that's 2 shots from a wedding here. Here's 2 shots from another wedding shot with Amira, and then we have one here that's shot with the Red Scarlet W and an anamorphic adapter, and the same here. This is shot on the Sony FX6 with an anamorphic adapter, the Aivascope adapter on this one. So, let's just jump into the color page. And before we start that, the way I've set up this project is that I am in a color managed workspace. So all the clips that I put in, they are already, converted into, kind of looking good. It's like Davinci does all these things with the color space transformation. So the clips that I put in, if they're on ReLog C, I will get them to a Rec 709 point of view. It's the same with the Red, it's the same with the Sony FX6. So with Dehancer, you can actually, we can do that just to start with. Here, at first you need to add the Dehancer plugin, and then we're just gonna disable all of these things for now. And there we go. So yeah, so here, when you start with Dehancer, you choose what kind of source it is. I know this is Sony FX6. It's shot in S-Log3 Gamut Cine, but since I am in a color managed workspace, it already looks good. Otherwise, I could go to choose camera, I could then choose Sony, FX6, and then what gamut I shot it in. But so if we do like this, if we bypass color management, then you kind of get to another starting point. But let's not do that now, because I am in Davinci Resolve wide gamut intermediate. So perfect. So now here we have the clip, and usually I do my grading in this plugin now, but I do some small changes outside, as you know, temperature control, look at scopes and stuff like that. But let's just do everything in this plugin now. And for this one, I'd like to brighten it up a bit. I'd like to make it feel a bit more popping. So then first what I would do is I would actually just take up the exposure just a bit on this, so we get, you know, a nice starting point. Here we can see, you know, the color's a lot better. I'm also going to go into the full viewer like this. So okay, so as you can see here in the Dehancer, you have a lot of, you have here exposure compensation. Here you can do small changes. You have film developer, you have the film stocks, and here you have, oh, this is amazing. This is, you can choose whatever film stock you want, and everyone just looks great in different ways. You have film compression, if you want to do, you know, compress the whites a bit, you know, to make it feel a little bit more analog. I think I'm going to do that on this clip as well. You have, so you can expand black point, white points, and here you have the print on what stock is going to be printed. So it's also gives a very different sense. I'm going to show you later, you know, the difference between the legendary Kodak 2383 print film. So let's get back to that. And here you have the thing that I love the most about the Dehancer, and that's the film grain. It looks absolutely amazing. And you have halation and you have bloom. So these are the things that I usually work with. Then you also have film damage, film ref, gateway. I'm going to show you that. It's small differences, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so now let's, you know, start from top to bottom what we want to do with this. On film developer, I'm actually going to leave that one closed here. And here, when you have film stocks, first you need to enable them, so you can see all the different, you know, film stocks. We have this Kodak Vision 50D, 250D, 200T. So we have a lot of different stocks to choose from. I do think though that this one would probably look very nice with the Cinestill. Yeah, I kind of like that. You just, well, let's see how we can work with it. And then if we go further, like I said here with the film compression, I'm gonna use that. You see how it compresses the whites a bit. I'm gonna take down the impact of it, and I'm actually gonna lower the white point to somewhere around there, I think. Maybe the tonal range a bit down as well. I mean, let's just have a look at it. As you can see in these areas, it's not much. It's a very subtle detail. Also, when it comes to the expand, I can do that here as well. If we pull down the white point just a little bit here again, there, and that one maybe. So now it's now it looks pretty washed out, but that's okay, because now we come to the print, and here we have, you know, if we enable it and you choose Cine, that kind of, you know, brings it down to a very flat log profile. You have the Fuji film 3550 in print film, you have the Kodak, love it, and then you have the Endura glossy paper. And here you can also do, you know, some small changes in how you want it to look. We can also up here in Cinestill kind of push the image a bit that way. And here we can also see like, okay, so it was a bit more down. So let's pull the exposure up just a little bit again. Add some contrast. Also add some of the color density, just because there. Okay, so now there it looks. If we watch it, I kind of like it how it's, yeah, that just gives it a lot more, yeah, a lot more depth to it. And now here it comes to the film grain, which is, yeah, it's just amazing. So let's go in, enable it, and here you can see now it's the film grain for this. It's very heavy. There's a few ways of dealing with that. Now, of course, it's 35mm ISO 250. You can go down to ISO 50 and you'll have a smaller grain, but I still think that this might be too much for this one. So if we go to 65mm ISO 50, here it is a lot less, but let's go and do it even easier. You can also at any time go to custom. Here you can change the size of your grain. I actually want this grain to be barely visible, so I'm gonna pull it down to like size 1 and then 1.3. If you just see, I don't know if that's even, yeah, I think you see just a little bit of difference there. And we can also give it a bit more in the shadows than in the highlights. And here you also have, if you change to negative, you'll have bigger. But I want this to be very, very subtle. So I think that this is a really nice touch. Then we have halation. I don't think that's going to be too visible on this clip. I'm going to show on another clip what halation actually does. But if we enable it, you can see that we get a little bit more orange into it, because what halation actually does is it goes around and creates this little, it's very hard to see in this clip. I'm actually going to show it in the next clip, but it makes like a little red orange halation on the side edges. I'm going to show you more clearly in the next one. So this one I just want it for that. And then we also have bloom, which is really nice. Like this wedding was actually shot on modern lenses. It was shot on G Masters, so the image is very sharp and very crisp. And usually when we shoot like that, we like to have a mist filter in front of, and the mist filter kind of does the same thing as a bloom would do, because I didn't shoot this with a mist filter. It wasn't available at the moment. So if we just add bloom, you can see here on his shirt, just to make it easy, how it just blooms the highlights just ever so slightly. And if we're going to custom, you can see super much and super little. It kind of adds this dreamy thing, but I kind of like the yeah, let's go into custom. I want it a bit less, a little bit less of an impact, so I'd say maybe there. Yeah. So, whoops, sorry about that. Fit. So now if we look at it, this face is actually quite heavy for the computer, because now it's added grain, halation, and a lot of stuff. What you can do if you want it to be faster is you can actually go here to full viewer, and then we're gonna see node cache on. and then also on playback, render cache, smart. There you see, because now it's red here, so it's gonna do some work for a while, and then it's gonna be, see, now it turned blue. Yeah, that means if I'm not, yeah, now we can watch it without having a choppy playback. So I kind of like that. So if we compare it to let's see, if we do like this, we take that and then we just go past bypass color management. Yeah, so I think it's definitely, yeah, from this to this in one node. I think that's, you know, that's just amazing. And I mean, like I said, this looked really good, but this one just lifts out exactly what I wanted in this shot. So yeah, super easy. So let's see if we can actually do it in an easy way, because the next shot, it's actually from the same wedding. So what we can do, it is Davinci still. We can grab this still, and we can just kind of see how it looks here. Well, it didn't do a smashing job, but we can actually go in and do like this. We can pull up the exposure a bit more, and we can go and do a bit more of here, and then we might have to lower the contrast a bit. Yeah, so here, and I just want to take down the blue just a little bit. So here we can kind of see, oh, let's just see how it's cached. It's still thinking. Yeah, okay. So here now, and nothing else than just the Dehancer is added to this one. So I just think it's an amazing plugin to work with. And now when we've seen it, maybe we can actually put the so if we do it like this now, fit. Okay, so it's also from this to this, just within one node. I mean, that's for doing weddings and things you want to have, you know, a certain look on. It's just amazing. Well, here we can see actually it's clipping a bit, but this is just for a fast showing. But we can also go here, because here is perfect actually to show the halation. And if we go up and do it even more, so you can see it here, this is the typical halation. You see the red, it's kind of like that just gives kind of like an extra feeling that you kind of think about when you see vintage. So here you can actually see a lot of halation all over it. So I'm just gonna go back and back and back. There we go. I think this is good. Yeah, here we have it. Yeah, okay, so basically that's just two nodes, super easy, super fast. And it's let's take this one as an example for another kind of print stock. I want this, like when I did this clip the last time, I did it really stylized in kind of blue tint. So let's put that on and do the same here again. We'll just, you know, turn everything off. Okay, and we select Davinci Wide Gamut. Okay, so perfect. Now we have it here. So what I did with this one, is, of course, you choose a film stock that you like, and in this case we might just go with let's just go with this one for now. And also I'm gonna add the Kodak 2383 video. There we go. Okay, now we have a really okay, so let's go with this film stock then. Okay, so now we have a really blue image here. What we can do, so I think this might be a bit too blue, so just go up to temperature. Also might bring this up a bit and might change the tint a bit. Okay. Yeah, so if we look at it, so already this gives a feeling that I actually kind of like, but let's just do some compression here on there. We'll change the white point a bit. There we go. You can also change the black point just a bit. And here, if we see, we can change. It's ever so subtle when you just, put it here. You can actually add a little, and then let's add some contrast. Okay, so now we went from this, which is also nice, but to this. I kind of like it because it gives a bit of a more filmic feel, and that's just me. Everybody doesn't like it, but I really like this kind of colors. And then if we go here, also ever so slightly with the film grain, just to get a nice little feeling. Also here, just pull down, have a bit more in the shadows. And in this clip here, we can see halation really nice in this part here. Oh, sorry, that was filming in here. You can see how this little edge gets a really nice halation. And we can also, let's go back to fit. So we get nice halation there. I'm not going to use the bloom on this one, I think. No, it's going to be, I want it to be a bit clean. But we can also do here, as if we add the film breath, it kind of gives, the feeling of when the film goes in and out. Or the gate weave, which is also small movements that goes when a film is scanned. It's very, very subtle. So here we also have film damage, as you can see, it comes up on the screen. But for this, for all intents and purposes of this, I don't need it. And maybe we could actually do a little. Just a little vignette. So, like for me, this is where it started, which is nice, but we've added, well, I actually want to switch this to, let me see. I want to have this one. Yes, I think this is a nice. I like this color, especially for the feel of it. And yeah, so there's two clips that we kind of stylized a bit. Now let's see if we can go out of this. Yeah, okay, so let's just try this clip also. This is shot on the FX6 with an Aivascope 1.5x anamorphic is after. It's shot on with a Helios as well. So same here, start with adding the node and change it to the color space you're in. And for this, let's just turn these off. Okay, so now we have the starting point. Let's just bring this up real quick here. Let's just go and give it some more here. And also we can pull the flag point up here. Okay, so now let's see what we want to do. There's so many nice different film stocks, but let's go with one we know. I'd like to go with 250D. No, it's too blue. Okay, let's go with this one. It's super nice. We're gonna turn that. Let's make this a nice warm fuzzy feeling. So we're gonna go, go overboard on this one just because we can. And let's choose maybe let's choose this one, target white. Let's go like there. We'll add some more exposure, add some contrast in. Then we're gonna make this even warmer like this, I think. Yeah, okay, so already if we go, I just want this to be kind of a dreamy feeling, and we will just have the smallest amount of grain here possible, I think, like this. There we go. And in this clip, let's add halation to get some more. There we go. And then bloom it. Okay, so this clip, I really like it. Let's just go and do here under film compression. Let's just bring down tone range also. There. Okay, so this is just kind of pushing it a bit longer, but I really love this. This is also very clean, very nice. But here I just, maybe though, I just want to go do like this actually. Pull it down. Oops. Just a tad. Yeah, okay, so this is actually kind of how I like it, but I'm also gonna post this video in here for you to see how it actually looks when I graded it, because now this was just, a quick walkthrough. So but yeah, now this has been a very long video of how I use Dehancer. It's also now when I'm using it and are aware of everything that I need to do and tell everybody what I'm doing, it takes a bit more time, but the plugin, it's super simple. You just install it, and then it has, you know, improved my work speed so much, because it's fast, it's easy, and it's very easy to understand once you get started. As even if you're a beginner or if you're a pro, I think that it's a fantastic plugin to have. When it comes to the plugin, if we go into it, it's okay, so when it comes to the plugin, it's a paid plugin. It costs at $449, but then you have a lifetime license with free updates, and you have all of these functions. You have the film developer, the film compression, you have everything. You also have, if you just want to use the film profiles and the grain, you also have one plugin. It's called Dehancer Lite. I'm gonna show you here. Yeah. So you also have here this Dehancer Lite. Then you still have profiles. You have you know, film profiles with print options. You have grain. You have bloom. So it's also a very potent tool. So it's not a lot that you actually miss. But anyway, that's a little, you know, on the side. So what I would recommend you to have this plugin. Yeah, I would, especially if you're like me. I don't think you might get this plugin if you are just, you know, someone that just started making movies, or someone that's just do it for fun. But if you run a business where you actually need to put out videos, and you need to have a certain look to it, or you need to have a fairly speedy workflow and being able to put out videos on time, I think this is a great tool. I've used it for, I think, 3 projects already since I started using it, and it's, you know, amazing, especially the part with film grain, because you can also get the film grain from Davinci. It's built in, but it doesn't look the same. And that film grain is, don't take me wrong, it's super good, you know, super good, you know, the built in through Davinci. But the scans that they've done with this, it's just amazing. So I would definitely recommend it. It's an investment, but seeing as how much money you could actually, or how much time you could actually save, I think is an investment that pays for itself very fast. And, you know, to make a shameless plug here, if you want to get this plugin, you can use my code. It's up here, and that's AlexRain10. That will give you 10% discount on the Dehancer plugin. And that's actually, I'm very happy to be able to give that. It's still $50 almost that you save, and it's a fantastic plugin. But more about that, or done about that now. Okay, so now I've been talking for a long time. You've seen the plugin, you've seen everything. So what I'm going to do now is, in the description there's a link to Dehancer. You can download a trial and just test it out. It's the trial is fully functional. You can just use it in 1080p during the trial period, but that's perfect. You can use all the functions and everything, and you get a 2-week trial, so it's perfect. So download it and try it, and if you have any questions, or if you want to see me do something else with the plugin, just, you know, send me a message, drop me a comment. I'm also going to talk some in a future video about the Dehancer for the phone, because you have it in your phone and iPad, and it actually works the same. I've done one video that I'm going to post fairly soon where I use the Dehancer in my phone. It's amazing. But yeah, so for now, this is it. I'm very happy that you looked at it, and I'm just gonna start producing some new videos with both Dehancer, but also with some of the new lenses that I have, the Anamorphic adapter, and yeah, just, you know, have a good one. Now I need to stop talking because my throat is very dry. So, tjena, ha det gött.